There are 13 new managers here, I'm told. And so let's have each of the 13 stand up. Lynn is one of them. There. Oh, wow. Wow. That is a bright group. So we played basketball this morning, which my team won the championship. Emmett, Lauren, and my nephew Eric. We beat Zay, Brandon, Fly Robin Fly, and who am I forgetting? Oh, yeah, Sean. You know, it was fun competition. I think it'd be appropriate if we all say goodbye to Brandon. His service at Village Green has been appreciated. He's a nice enough fella. But on the very last play of the last game, he stole the ball from me and laid it in for victory. And so, thank you, Brandon. It's been really good. He does not share the hustle bug that Rob and I got. It just do not move at all. So anyway, I'm going to start this, and the first part is a little song. Cue the song, and if everyone would stand up and sing it with me. Come on, sing!
Bullfrog!
What's a good friend of mine? I can't sing this. Songs because it's just so happy. Plus, I like saying I want to be the king of the world. Yeah, we as a family, and some people have participated in this, we sing it just about every year around my birthday because it's fun. So, wanted to wake you up. We got some work to do. Let's go to the next slide, please. So, this is, who in the room has seen this thing before? Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? So this is our thing that we created. Mike and Tim and I and Rob and a lot of people in this room have contributed to it and made it better and better and better. And why do we preach the pledge of preach the pledge? That's Brandon's fault. Why do we preach the pledge of excellence? The reason is because it works. And I've been in property management since 1982, which is longer than anyone in this room has been alive. And it's a thing we created as we observed and learned from people we used to manage buildings for and our co-workers. And now that we've had a chance to season it and really understand it and see it in play, it's undefeated. The pledge does not fail. The pledge is, it's our plan, you know, that Horizon's plan, it's your plan. And it was, when it's applied at all levels of our, you know, at the corporate office, at the properties, some people apply it at home. Stacy. Where's Stacy? There she is. Yeah. She wrote her own family pledge of excellence, which is just, hopefully she'll send that to Aisha, so if it's okay, share it with you guys. It's unbelievable. And I have, since I became, I think I was like the first one that wrote the pledge, and I kind of did it as a joke, just to get people to sign off on what we wanted them to do. So I state your name, did Pledge of Excellence. I have tried to apply it to my life, personal and professional. It's the only way I know how to run an apartment building, that's for sure. And so it's really neat that I know it and that Rob knows it and Mike and Tim know it. What we need, and what we need you folks to do, is we need 100% buy-in all the time at all levels. It's one of those things where the pledge is only as good as its weakest participant. You know, at any level, if it's the manager, we have no chance of succeeding to the level of success we want. We can still run an apartment building without the pledge and do fine, because that's smart people, and we got a lot of support. But we can't run it at the level that our investors are used to. Our returns are off the charts. I mean, they're so off the charts that we get accused of cheating because they're that good. And the reason, part of the reason is the Pledge of Excellence. The other part is the people in this room using the Pledge of Excellence and buying in. So as you're at home analyzing your property, whatever you are in charge of, think of it as we're only as good as the weakest person's buy into the pledge. And it really will, I think it'll elevate the way you think about the pledge and you think about your team. It's your commitment. No matter what business you're in, it's your commitment to have the best person in each position all the time. One of those factors in determining the best is pledge buy-in. And I like to be the top one when I'm looking at people, when I go to your properties, when I'm running my own properties, when I'm talking to the corporate office people. Pledge of Excellence and their willingness to buy into that. And it's tougher for a new person. Lynn, you already know how to manage. And then we're throwing this thing at you and we're expecting 100% buy-in. It's critical to our mission. It's critical to continue giving these returns that we are so proud of. Investors today are going to come in. When you see our investors, they're so complimentary, it's embarrassing. We're just normal people and they're just pawing us with compliments, which is really great, and it's a result of the Pledge of Excellence. Excellence has an enemy, ladies and gentlemen, and that enemy is mediocrity, and I hate mediocrity. I just despise that shit. It's the worst thing in the world, and from time to time we accept it because it's this annoying thing that is difficult to get rid of. And so, well, it's that way all the time, so it's okay. And, Kelly was here and she didn't even complain about it, so it must be okay. Mediocrity is our enemy. We must seek it out and crush it. It is an insidious disease that will ruin us all. I'm here to save you today. Mediocrity is not my friend. It's my enemy. And I just despise it. It is not the pledge of mediocrity. Our jobs would be a lot easier if all we needed was mediocrity. And we see it all the time. You go check into a hotel on the road, or you go, I went to Target the other day, and I mean, the most mediocre help ever, and they're fine with it. They don't care. They're not going to call this lady out because she couldn't help me. She actually didn't know anything about the section she was working in. We have a different mission. We have to eradicate it and crush it. It's not helpful. And it's as easy to accept it as it is to crush it. It really is. I think it takes the same effort to ignore mediocrity as it does to eradicate it. The pledge is our recipe. This is our recipe. And it's a great recipe. Don't mess with it. You can contribute to it to make it better, but we've had managers that aren't here anymore that would choose the ones they wanted or the one that they wanted to do and then ignore the others. You have to be excellent at all four, and your people have to be excellent at all four. It's not a pick and choose thing. I am a market leader, and that's good enough because the other people will be the other three. And no one's going to say that, but I think that's a prevalent mentality, especially for people that are new to Horizon. It's not the way it works. We're going to crush that. We are going to be 110% pledge 100% of the time, which Kelly coined, and I love it. It says a lot about what we need to do to continue on this trajectory. We're not done. MER's over and go back, and we're not done because we're not the best management company out there yet. We're not done. We're not done because we're not ever going to be done. But we're not done with this Pledge of Excellence thing because we're not there. It's not across the board like it needs to be. One of the key parts of the pledge is doing the right thing all the time. It's not written there. But as it relates to customer service, just do the right thing. If it costs you $500, who cares? Because it's the right thing. This is written, and it was created because we wanted to be customer first. And so at the end of the day, apply the Pledge of Excellence all the time, of course. But I think more importantly, just do the right thing. Whatever is right in that customer-facing environment, do it. Vendor, resident, co-worker, whatever it is. Investor, just simply do the right thing. And if you do that and you demand excellence with the pledge, you're going places in this company. The people who have elevated themselves to higher positions in this company, they live by the pledge 24/7. It's not a part-time thing. I clock in at 9 and 5 o'clock. I'm off the pledge. Thank God. Woo! I just wanted to be mediocre so bad. I've been waiting all day. So we've bounced the Pledge of Excellence past some people. What's her name? The consultant we hired, Jen Casey. She looked at that thing and she loved it. She thought this is one of the, and she's been in property management almost as long as I have, and she loved it. She stared at it, loved it. I've shown it to some investors that are really, really smart people that have made their money somewhere else and then they invest it in Horizon, and I've never had anyone say that, well, it looks all right, it's pretty good. Everyone believes that it is as good a recipe as there is in property management. Well, in preparing for this, I ran the pledge past an expert, someone that is tops in her field, okay? She knows what she's doing, and she would like to speak to you now. We couldn't get her here because she had obligations, other commitments, but she's going to speak to you now about the Pledge of Excellence.